here, folks, and I put some little thin lines. You see, just a little bit like this, and that kind of gives you the suggestion that there's little ripples or little designs in the vase, you know, or the stem there. You can actually come in here and put some little absolutely shapes. Like, see, I'm making like carved, make some little shapes like this, as though it's got some cut glass or cut crystal. See how I kind of go through? You can make little designs like that. But really now what I want to show you is where we go with the wine and the glass to make this more dimensional. Once you get your little outline, then you take a paper towel and erase the white chalk or charcoal. Just take it and dampen it just a little bit. I think I got most of mine off now. Got to be sure. I know there's still a little on there. Try to get all of your sketch off, because sometimes it can be a little deceptive when you look at that. All right, now I'm going to take my number 4 little chisel-edged nylon brush here, and what we're going to do is we're going to start putting some of the reflective quality in the glass. Now remember, what makes something look transparent is the reflection of other objects, the transparency of seeing things come through. For instance, we know the green background, you're going to have green coming through. Here, because of the red wine, you're going to get variations of that color of red based on the way the light filters through. So you can see I've gone back and added a little bit of the reddish tint by adding some white to it. So that's what we're going to do right now. We'll start there. So we take our alizarin crimson, a little cad red light to it, a little bit of white, and I'm going to go up here now. I'm using a dabble board here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some little streaks in here using these chisel brushes, because this will give you those nice skinny thin lines that you need for this. See, that's what gives you the look of the water or the wine or whatever liquid's in there. You'll see little designs. Have you guys ever noticed that? It's like water, it ripples. It's just same way you paint metal, or if you ever painted a chrome bumper, you know, boy, someday it'd be fun to do that. You paint chrome by just doing the same thing. It's just nothing but colors that are surrounding it. So what we're doing now is we're just going to take the white and the reds, create some different variations. First of all, we kind of get some nice little light areas, and then we'll get some dark areas. All I'm doing is just adding a little more white to this. I'm going to go on this side now. Right there where that rim is, I'm going to pull down, follow kind of the shape of the glass right there. Go down. And you see how it's making the wine look a little more transparent? You can get that just a little bit whiter. I'm keeping my edge very clean. Along the back here, inside there, you'll have a little bit back there too, because see, that's the back of the wine glass, and you'll see a little bit of it back there on where it's going. Now I'm going to take a little bit of white on the end of my brush here and create these little chisel edge. Just flatten it out on it's real chiselly, and I put a little, see a little thin line right on the top. That's where the water or the wine has leveled itself out. Along the back here. Maybe make it a little brighter right in this corner. Isn't that cool looking? And just little by little, if you just keep not being afraid of it, folks. A lot of times we let fear keep us from accomplishing. Now I've added a little more white to it. Come across here. Now I'm going to come this direction. Sort of following the contour of the glass. See, little by little, it starts to look dimensional more and more and more. Now then, you can come back on the top part up in here. Clean out your brush a little bit so it's not red this time. Let's just go to the pure white, thin it down a little bit. And if you get just a tinge of color in it, it won't hurt it. But and you know, you're going to have all kinds of funny designs. I don't even know what's around here. It could be a window or something. But see, you can already see I started over here with some nice little strokes like this. And sometimes you can get nice little designs. And they may come all the way down into the water, or the wine I mean, and follow. See, I'm kind of following the contour of the glass like this. That's critical, folks. Now, one of the most important lessons today, no matter what you do to this glass, always let your design line, so to speak, follow the contour of the body of the glass, whatever it is. So if we're coming around, it's got to follow around. So I'm going to have a line coming down here. I'm going to let it follow that curve. Maybe it's going to be real white right there. We don't really know what's causing some of this, but it's important that you keep it flowing. See how cool that looks? And already the glass is looking dimensional. Now there will be times when you apply different pressures with different amounts of water to get different transparencies of this color of the white, because sometimes you want real white, sometimes you don't. Like along the rim back there, there may be some, pull it down like that in a spot or two. Right down, be sure to go right over the wine, so it makes it look like the glass is all united. Can you see that? Isn't that cool looking? Now the glass is starting to look more and more transparent. And see how simple this is, folks? And you were so afraid that you couldn't do it, but you can. I know you can. And the next thing you know, you've got a beautiful glass. Now, you'll probably come back in here and brighten up some of the whites a little bit later. I'll help you with that as time passes. I'm going to get this corner a little brighter. Maybe a little spot of light right there. Now look at that. Isn't that just fabulous already? I love this. This is so much fun, and it's easy to do it if you just don't panic. Now let's go down to the stem, and we'll go to a smaller chisel edge brush here. This is you just do the same thing with it. Just go to the smaller one, and you want to come down here and you want to put some nice little shapes of just brush strokes of that. So it looks like the light's hitting the edge of the stem. And then at the end of the painting, we'll take our script brush and put the really final sparkle lines on there that make it really look good. Don't be afraid to take your finger and do a little bit of smudging. Not too much though. Maybe in some place like right there, I'll get a really light like that. See, that'll be okay. Don't get it too solid in too many places, but a little solidness helps. And just little lines here and there. And that helps. A little dabble board here. Whatever color grape you're going to use, if it's a green grape or the burgundy color, just take a little bit of the alizarin crimson, a little bit of the purple, mix them together, and when you make a grape, you just take your brush like this and you twist it. And you twist it, and just make it makes a little perfect little circle. All right. So that's all you're going to do up here now. You just take your grape color, whatever it is, and you just go up here and you just make little circles. So you just twist your brush until you get all these little grapes in here, and let them overlap, touch each other, you know, and that'll be very important. All right, since I've got most of these in here, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on them once again, because I just don't want to spend a lot of our purple, light purple. Well, now just take the same brush, add a little white to the same mixture down here, lighten it substantially. And what I'm going to do is get you started on this, and then we're going to move to some other things. And then between now and our next session, we can all finish it kind of, because it's again repetitive. So all you do is you find your highlights, which in this case I think we're going to have kind of on the top side of these, and just kind of go in there and you just put a little suggestion of a highlight on your grapes. once you get all the dark grapes in, then you just go back and you put these little highlights on the top to form them. We'll put the accent highlights on later, on probably the last session. This will take a couple more sessions to do this painting. Go ahead and finish the grapes that are kind of behind the stem there. Let's go ahead and finish those so we put the stem back in place. Okay. So we'll get this one back here. And this one here. This one here. Down here. There's a couple more in there. And then there's, of course, there are some in front too. Now some of these grapes will have more highlight than others, obviously, because they are kind of more forward. Some will be tucked in, they'll be in shadow. So your job really is to kind of go through and hand pick the ones that you want to be more dominant, and then there'll be some that you don't want to stick out quite as much. So you kind of get those kind of laid out like that. Now before we do anything else, I want to do one more quick thing. I want to take a number 6, this bristle brush, kind of worn out. It's got a little bit of a filbert shape to it. How it's kind of worn out like that. I want to go ahead and scrub in some shadows. And if our light's going to be kind of coming in like this, our shadows are going to be kind of cast this direction. So what I want to really quickly do is take a little bit of this purple, a little bit of burnt umber, and maybe a little crimson, but just I want to get a nice, rich, warm shadow color, and we need to get some shading established in here. And like where the grapes are, just go ahead and scumble in some darker values, especially back under this area right here. Just kind of scrub it like this. We need these darker tones back in here. And this will give us a really much better opportunity to make things show out, especially if we put some of the leaves in there. And even over here a little bit from the roses. Just kind of scumble and smush this little soft, warm shadow out on this table or whatever this is sitting on. It'll make the job a lot easier finishing this up. Something about shadows that are really important, because each one of these